back to Pick and Roll, everybody. The NBA playoffs are here. We are closing out the first round today, this weekend, potentially. We've already got one Game 7 with the Sixers and Celtics tomorrow night. We are recording this on Friday, May 1st, right before Game 6 of Lakers-Rockets, Cavs-Raptors, and Pistons-Magic, I believe. All could be Game 7s. We'll see. EJ, you been enjoying these playoffs, man?
Yeah, man, it's low-key been very entertaining, especially the ones that we didn't really think were going to be entertaining, especially Philly, Boston. I really thought that was going to go to a best 5, maybe 6 games, but it's going to 7. Philly's proved themselves, especially when it comes both away and home, and that was just an important game. Other series like the Blazers, Spurs, I thought that was going to 7, but I thought that was really after Game 3 when they sold that lead. I thought it was going to be, I didn't think the Blazers were going to win that series. But I thought they were at least going to take it to 6 or 7, not just 5. But either or. But yeah.
It's been pretty good. I
sure.
will say, I think my prediction, I'm just going to throw this out there. You know how every playoffs there's something crazy that happens. 2023 we had Jimmy Butler and his crazy run. Last year we had the Pacers. All that. I think the theme to this year, I think, is this is the year of the upset, baby. This is the year of the upset. I think we're gonna get a lot of upsets.
Think so?
I think we're gonna get a weird, unpredictable conference finals.
Are we talking about like Philly beating Boston first round?
Maybe. I think we're gonna get a bunch of upsets, and you name it. I think we're gonna get a bunch of upsets. We already got the Nuggets out. That completely. I'm already.
Yeah, I mean, you got to really look at it. I mean, I know, Sean, you've been big on how Jokic can carry a team, but, he honestly, I mean, if we're going to jump right into it, he really didn't, Sean. I mean, he didn't dominate the game. Yeah, he had a triple-double, this, that, and third. That's Jokic. I'm not discrediting that, but we also have to look at it as he's the so-called face of the NBA, face of the league. Him and Shea, I believe, are 1A and 1B. And if he can't dominate like he has been in the regular season, which they got kicked out of the playoffs, this becomes a matter of, is Shea better? I mean, you got to think, yes, Aaron Gordon is injured, but you have your 2 all-stars on the team. It's not like you don't have Jokic and Murray. Yeah, you do have a key piece out, but you have the best player in the league. You have a 3-time MVP.
I mean, we'll get into that series in a little bit, but I will say I don't think it's all on Jokic. I think the defense was struggling. They were a little banged up. Gordon ended up missing the last 2 games. There's a lot of stuff. It's a team. It's a team game. One team was more connected, it looks like. So, you're the upset, like I'm saying. The playoffs are a different animal.
Sure.
You got to be perfect. You got to play perfect basketball. We're going to start off the episode with the good, bad, and ugly. We skipped that last week, but we're going to bring it back for the playoffs. You want to go first, EJ?
Yeah, let's do it. I'll go for my good. I'm going to go to Timberwolves, man. That honestly, like what Sean said, that was an upset. But I said Timberwolves in 7. Nonetheless, I either or, if it was going to 5, 6, whatever. If they were going to 4, I was gonna say T-Wolves. But I didn't expect the Nuggets to really, lose this series like this. I thought it was gonna go to 7. I thought like the past couple of years, it has been going to 7. So yeah, I mean, I'm not. Am I surprised that Jokic didn't dominate? Yeah. Because I thought he would have had at least a 40-piece. Jaden McDaniels, honestly, I know like stats don't say it, but he outplayed Jokic. He talked his shit and he backed it up. You can't really say anything about saying, oh yeah, he talked. No, he talked his shit after Game 6. After Game 5, and guess what? He did that, Sean. He proved he had 32 and 7 and 2 blocks. Wow, 3 of his stars were out. 3 double-digit scores. You hear me? So That's my good. For my bad, I'm gonna go with Atlanta Hawks. Man, y'all. I mean, listen. I'm the reason that I'm not ugly because there is a worse ugly. But Sean, what the hell was that? What the hell was that performance?
Again, we're gonna get into that later, but they
Like,
just don't have enough. They just didn't have enough.
Like, yeah, we're gonna get into it later, but like, y'all were down 45-15 in the second quarter. Y'all were down by 50 something. You hear me? Like, this was like Suns Mavericks 2023 all over again. You hear me? Like, down by 40 at half. Anyway, that's my bad. The ugly, it's going to the LA Lakers. Because if they sail this 3-0, if they sail this 3-0, Sean, no, we got to talk about it. Listen, I've been saying this in the group chat, Sean, on other shows, on this show. You've heard me say it with multiple guests. We can receipt check. You hear me? Rockets in 7. I've been saying this.
Oh my God.
I've been saying this with KD out. With KD out. You had Reeves and Bron and Kennard out there.
Winner gets swept by the Thunder.
Hey, that's cool. But that's cool. That's cool. That's great. But here's the thing, though, right? Jabari Smith Jr. has proven why he's been on this team for this long, right? He was on the team with Harden when they before the rebuild, during the rebuild. Now you have KD, you know, you got Van Vliet, but he's injured. Sengun, you have this new era of Houston. He's been there since 2020, 2021. You feel what I'm saying? So he knows he knows the path he's been on. So now he's proving why he's been on this team for so long. But that's my ugly, Sean. That's my good, bad, and ugly. What you think?
I'm a little disappointed to see two of my teams on there. Pretty sad day. I'm post Hawks lost. I'm still mourning. I hate to see it, man. I don't think we can say. Can we not put the Lakers? Like, let's wait for the Lakers to actually blow it first.
Nah. Wait, do they play tonight?
Tonight the Rockets.
Okay, that's
could
perfect.
Go for Game 7, or the Lakers could close them out.
All right. Well, we just got to see when they play, Sean. How about that?
We'll see for sure.
Yes, sir.
I do not like 2 straight losses. I'll tell you that.
Don't look good.
It could be a bad week for my teams. My good, I'm going to go with the Philadelphia 76ers. I mean, what a turnaround, man.
Yeah,
now
man.
They're looking like a top 3 Eastern Conference seed right now, all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And now they just forced a Game 7. Embiid, like, no prior word about this. Just next Sunday, I think we were chilling together. All of a sudden, he walks out, and I'm back. Like, what? Like, I thought it was going to be a minute. I thought they were screwed. They got the injury and classic annual Embiid, injury, whatever you want to call it, out. But no, he came out and came to play. I know they got smacked in his return game, but hey, they're going to Game 7. They just won 2 straight against the freaking Boston Celtics, man. Like, this is like a team that I've had at like runaway favorites in the East for at least 2 months now. And so we'll see, and Paul George, man, the suspension, he's back. He's healthy. He looks good. He looks
playoff P.
Paul George.
Yeah, playoff P.
And he's fitting in well as the third option. Maxey's, I mean, you don't have anything to say about Maxey. He's been good for the last 3 years. But he's the certified number 1 option. I'm proud of Philadelphia, man. It's been a roller coaster. If you told me they were going to do this at the start of the year, I would have laughed at you. Like something always goes wrong with this team, but
yeah, absolutely.
We'll see if they can steal. They can steal a series.
I mean, yeah, Sean. Just I agree. I mean, I really thought Philly was gonna at least lose in 5 or 6, but they're taking this to 7, and they won in Boston. So it's not like they can't do it again. But yeah, I like that. That's good.
I mean, Sixers Celtics, the rivalry continues.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm just glad that we're seeing Joel Embiid in the postseason. I feel like we never really got a fair account of him in the playoffs, but I think this could really, I know he's never going to be MVP Joel Embiid again, it looks like, but if he can pull this off, I think this really helps his legacy.
For sure.
I think this helps the process, the legacy of the process. And it's just good for everybody, Paul George included. Good, love to see it, man. My bad. I'm gonna have to throw in the Lakers. We're not quite ugly yet because look, we still have the series lead. We have a chance tonight to close them out. So let's see what happens. Let's finish these boys. But blowing a 3-0 lead to now it's a one game series lead. I'm not happy with. Especially this mess of a Rockets team. With no Kevin Durant either.
Hey man, they still winning games though, Shano. Like they still winning games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Luka's out for the second round, so even if we do win, we have to play the Thunder without our best player, which you could say we're getting swept with or without Luka. So it's not if it's a lose-lose situation. Winner gets swept by the Thunder. If you lose this, you just blew a 3-0 lead. So I have no choice but to put them at bad. Then the ugly, I'm gonna go with the Denver Nuggets. I had them as winning the championship on my bracket. I didn't see this coming. I thought they had enough depth this year. I thought this was the best team ever assembled around Jokic and Murray, but it turns out I was wrong. The defense was just horrible. Gordon got banged up once again for another playoffs. He might never be the same, man. And he's really the anchor of that team. And not enough scorers outside of Murray and Jokic. They kept going to them with the pick and rolls, but Murray had one too many bad shooting nights. Even Jokic had a bad shooting night or two, which is it's hard to believe. Gobert actually did his job. Looked like a defensive player of the year. And so you need the role players to step up, but nobody had an answer. Christian Brown is sitting at a $125 million contract. He was in our worst contracts draft. He did just about nothing. So it's just a bad look for Denver. It's disappointing. We're looking at the best player in the league is out in the first round, and my bracket's ruined. So they're definitely the ugly. And they lost to the Timberwolves without Anthony Edwards and Dante DiVincenzo, who tore his Achilles.
And Ayo Dosunmu, don't forget that he was out also
for that last game 6. So it's just a bad look, man. And they just fell really short of expectations.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. I think, I do think that game 6 last night was very important for the Timberwolves to actually prove that they can win good games without their star, and it proves that they have guys that can step up to not replace Ant or Dante or Ayo, but to fill in their position when they are in, when they are out, So it's like football, next man up, you hear me? So that's all it is.
I'm from a fan perspective, let's dial it back a little bit. From a fan perspective, it's just disappointing. Like, we wanted Nuggets Spurs. We don't want to see an Anthony Edwards-less Timberwolves against Spurs. Like, no one's watching that series.
What?
And
you're crazy.
They're getting swept or gentlemen swept. The Spurs are undeniably beating them. And even if they somehow pull it off against the Spurs, Anthony Edwards is not healthy, and from a fan perspective, I don't want to see the Timberwolves without Ant go far in this playoffs. Like I want an entertaining playoff bracket,
It's going to be more entertaining without Ant because more guys will be able to step up. We've seen this in the last couple of years of playoffs. 2023 with Jimmy. It wasn't just Jimmy scoring buckets. Caleb Martin was a 20 points per game scorer in the playoffs. Duncan Robinson, Bam Adebayo. I could think Tyler Hero. I could think of endless guys on that team that stepped up. So you're saying it's not going to be interesting. I think that's bullshit. I think this is going to be one of the most interesting entertaining series we're going to see. Without Ant, that means we have guys going to step up. Jaden McDaniels. You're going to have Nas Reed. Maybe Gobert pulls out a rare 20 and 15 and 3 block game. This is playoffs. We need to see guys step up. If the Timberwolves, they did that last night against Denver. McDaniel stepped up when he needed to. He talked his shit and he backed it up. So as much as your argument could be true, we have to think about what has been happening. What has the trend been going on? When a star goes down, look, perfect example. When Luka and Reeves went down, right? Who stepped up?
Kennard, the other guys.
Exactly. Who wants to see, listen, with all due respect to Luke Kennard, who wants to see Luke Kennard score 30 in a game and carry that team? Nobody. But again, it's entertaining to see. You hear what I'm saying?
How many of those Lakers Rockets games have you watched, man?
I've watched every single one, damn near.
In full?
Yes, in full. What are you talking about? They've been down 3-0. Why wouldn't I watch? They just won 2 straight.
I've honestly just been catching fourth quarters. Like I don't want to. The winner loses to the Thunder, you know, so it doesn't really matter.
But that's okay. So you got to think, right? You got to think. They beat Phoenix. Nobody thought Phoenix was going to go far. Like, even if it was Denver or Minnesota, let's say Denver won. That's a real playoff team. They won the title 3 years ago. Minnesota, they've been to 2 straight conference finals. They've been to the playoffs for 4 straight years. They are a championship contender team. Phoenix is not yet. Brooks was injured. D-Book was injured. Jalen Green was injured. So if they played a full season, that would have been different. But anyway, like this, Denver, Minnesota, these are real teams. Portland was not a real team yet. You know what I'm saying? So of course San Antonio won that in 5. You know what I'm saying? So it's not. You can't just say, as much as it's probably going to be true, Sean, which with just how shit goes with OKC, I just can't give OKC the green light. I'm sorry, I can't.
I would bet all my money that they win. They go to the conference finals. Anybody that Rockets or Lakers, no chance. But the Spurs, if you want to point to anybody and say maybe, you can look at the young Spurs. The Timberwolves are hot right now. You know, they're playing pure basketball. They're hard to game plan against because their star is gone. Other guys are stepping up unpredictably. You know, maybe, but it's a long shot. The Spurs are probably going to win in 5. You know,
5?
Like I legitimately think 5.
What?
I mean, I'm not ruling out a sweep either. I think we're Spurs, Thunder. We're bound to see in the conference finals. Just how the bracket played out. I really wish it was Denver Spurs. Jokic versus Wemby. I mean, that's box office.
No, yeah, for sure. But it's more like, sure, whatever.
That's just not an entertaining series to me. I don't want to see the Timberwolves without Anthony Edwards. I don't want to see one option Jaden McDaniels versus Wembanyama and the Spurs. I mean, the Spurs are entertaining, but like, you know, I don't want to see Julius Randle as one option deep into the playoffs.
Okay, but if he's winning games, then what?
I mean, props to
No, but then what?
It just feels kind of wasteful because they're not going to win the finals. Like,
Sean, but you're not answering. You're not answering my question. If they win games, then what?
I told
like,
you,
then
they're
what?
not going to win the finals. They're just going to get.
No, stop. You're not answering my question. You're talking about hypotheticals. If they're winning games, they just bounced Denver. Right? Randall, McDaniels, Gobert, all of them, right?
You're talking about if they make this a competitive series?
If they, which I think they will, then what? If they win games, let's say they beat San Antonio, then what?
I told you, then they're going to lose to somebody. They just got hot for a couple rounds.
Okay. All right.
That's just how this stuff goes with those upset teams. You know, especially without your star. I mean, if he comes back, he's still not going to be 100%. There's just not enough recovery time for Anthony Edwards, and you're missing a key rotational player in DiVincenzo. I just don't like it from a fan perspective, and I don't think they're going to win. It just feels like we got It feels like we're getting robbed. I don't really want to watch that team.
How are y'all getting robbed, bro? Like, all right.
But the Nuggets really didn't deserve to win that series, so
At all.
it is what it is.
No, not at all.
Just how it worked out. So, well, let's circle back to that Atlanta game last night, and that series wrapped up in 6. I actually had the Knicks winning in 6 before the series. Unfortunately, it's true. The Hawks gave me false belief. They gave me false hope after those 2 wins, and they took the series lead. I believe when it was 2-1. Then the Knicks said, "And that's enough," and they rolled us out. Yeah. So, what are your takeaways?
I mean, look, the Hawks went on like a 9-0 run. And then from then on, it was just a massacre. OG, Mikal Bridges had 20 plus in the first half. They were 20 from 24 by the time halftime becomes combined. Like, it was 45-15, like 8 minutes left in the second quarter. It was bad. So, I mean, they tried to come back, but at the end of the day, the Knicks were just scoring too much. It was just really bad. Jalen Johnson wasn't really doing anything. McCollum, none of those guys. Kuminga, what the hell was he doing? Like, all those guys. But again, you got to think it's not the end of the world for Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? You got to think they just had Trae Young not too long ago. You trade him. You got a new team. You got a number 1 guy. You have a vet who went crazy the first couple games.
Free agency,
right? Which I don't think they will pick him up just because this is like the new Atlanta. After Trey, you have JJ. So, but for the Knicks, this is good. I mean, people were doubting, New York for winning this series. They thought it was going to be Atlanta in 7, which honestly I was thinking it was going there too, but the Knicks proved us wrong. They went crazy, so I can't wait who's going to play them next. I think it's either Detroit or Orlando, I believe. So hopefully, but this goes for the Knicks as well. If they don't go far, like getting past the first round is great, amazing, but you're on like the championship contending now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so conference finals to like, you know what I'm saying? Like at minimum, you need to make the finals.
Boston potentially being knocked out by Philly.
Right.
You got to go for it. Cleveland looks vulnerable.
Yeah. Especially after dropping 2 games back to back in Toronto, so that was bad. I think the Knicks are a good team, and it gives them confidence. So yeah.
I thought they looked really good defensively ever since that, I believe, game 4 or 5. Ever since those, I think 4 maybe. Ever since, they started the win streak and ultimately won the series. Their defense has been phenomenal against Atlanta. They just had the Hawks figured out. The Hawks got hot a couple games, and then New York just made enough adjustments, and then the Hawks became very limited and just too predictable. They just didn't have enough at the end of the day. The better team won. I thought OG was phenomenal. Like, he really has some fuck you energy, and he was going at the Hawks. He was draining threes. He was getting physical in the paint. OG, it should be untouchable for the Knicks. If something were to happen and they lose and you're looking at changes, I think you definitely need to keep him. Now that, we'll see what happens with this Sixers Celtics series. But it's becoming, we're nearing the point of no excuses for New York, man. This is your best opportunity you've seen in years. Probably better than last year, better than the year before that. The East is kind of anybody's game right now. So they really have to go for it. And then if they have to play Boston again, even Philadelphia, I think both of those will be tough. We'll see how they do against. They did what they were supposed to do this series, was beat the Hawks, a team that wasn't expected to go past the first round. So let's see what they can do against the big boys in the
Facts.
next round. And I think that'll tell us everything we need to know. Um, regarding the Hawks, I'm a Hawks fan from Atlanta. I'm surprised, honestly. Like, I think making the playoffs is a victory in its own.
Yeah.
We didn't have to tank. We could. Why not get some playoff experience for these guys? We have the Pelicans pick in the draft, which could end up being pretty high. So there's no pressure to gather assets, and if we don't have a winning season, so let's get them experience. So I thought that was the right decision. But ultimately, this team was just not ready yet. They're very limited offensively, especially with Dyson Daniels' inability to shoot and score. I mean, he was looking like Ben Simmons at times underneath the basket, not even looking, immediately looking to pass it, get rid of the ball. And he just can't shoot the three at all. Knicks basically didn't care about him at the three-point line. I think every shot he attempted out from beyond the arc, I think, was completely ignored by the defense. It's like if he makes it, like whatever. But he's like, so that's very limiting. I'm curious to see what they do about that. What's his future as a starting guard? Because that offense is very important in today's game. And if you have one weak link, they will be hunted. They're gonna want them. Defenses are gonna make them take shots. So you got to be able to knock them down. And then I think Jalen Johnson is just not quite there yet as a one option in the clutch late game. He's got some development, some room to grow. He couldn't really get to his spots against the Knicks. And like a good defense like that is game planning against him in a 7-game series. And his shooting ability is also not great from three and mid-range. He's got to improve that. I think he will. He's young. He's 23 years old. So he's got time. But I don't know. I think the Hawks are really just one more star away. They need a certified one option. Because Jalen Johnson's not there yet. I think he's looking like a second option right now, a solid second option. And so you need what Trae Young was, what McCollum was in the 2 wins. That number one offensive guy who can finish games for you in the clutch, can draw extra defenders away, and allow the other guys to get going by taking up other attention. They could give Jalen Johnson some room to get his in. And so, yeah, they really just need a point guard who can score. They need more scoring options. Nickeil Alexander-Walker was depleted a little bit. He couldn't get where he wanted to go. They just didn't have enough, man. They just became very limited, very predictable. There was not much they could do. I think it's just a roster thing, really, a personnel, talent thing. And then McCollum, he'll be an unrestricted free agent. His value probably went up after this, so he might be a little too pricey for a 35-year-old, and he's going to get a lot of interest from other teams. I would say hold on that. Maybe sign him. See what you can get. Maybe sign him if need be. But I think that's kind of like worst case scenario. Honestly, I don't think he's worth it at 35. And especially how he fell apart in the last 3 games and kind of disappeared. So we'll see. The Hawks really, I think they should be aggressive this offseason. Maybe pick up Kuminga again for cheap and put his contract extension off for another year. We'll see. I'm surprised we haven't made the playoffs. I'll take it. Biggest second round questions. The second round's almost here. We're at 3 game 6s tonight. We've got a game 7 already tomorrow. Potentially more on the way. So we have 2 or 3 series are over. So we kind of see we can kind of see how the second round is shaping up. What do you think the biggest questions are going in to the next round?
It's to me, I feel like it's just you got to see who's really who is prepared You know what I'm saying? Who is ready to go to war for this NBA championship? You feel what I'm saying? So if you're not out there trying to go to war with your guys trying to win this championship, you're not like please like go play golf or something. You feel what I'm saying? Like the second round, even though it's only the conference semis, it's you're 2 steps away from going to the chip. You know, 1 step away from going, from winning your conference. So it's like you got to see who's ready, who's really built for tough playoff basketball. And is it San Antonio? I don't know. They don't have it really experienced, but at the end of the day, they are a stacked team that has won over 60 games for the first time in 9 years. So at the end, they are a very young and very capable team of doing that. Same thing with Boston. Boston has already won a title, and like their team has always been good. So especially with Joe Mazzulla, coach, he's one of the youngest coaches in the NBA to win the championship, and especially first-year coaches. So yeah, but those are the biggest questions because those are the biggest teams in the league that are ready for a championship. I don't really question OKC as of right now. I think OKC is, I think they're rated exactly where they are. They are one of the, if not the best team in the whole NBA, and you have one of the, if not the greatest, one of the greatest players to ever play this game in Shea, and he's very young, and he has a lot of game to play, but those really are the questions I have, honestly, for the second round.
I've got a few. I think, speaking of Minnesota, does Ant come back in the second round? How healthy is he? Because that changes things. Maybe we're looking at an upset against San Antonio. I'm curious of his status. What's his recovery timeline looking like? That injury looked pretty bad, so obviously low expectations, but you never know. Yeah, Luka's, we can probably rule him out for the second round. I don't think he's coming, to what I've heard. I don't think he's coming back, and I think it'll be over before he can. So I'm just going to rule that out. But, I think Orlando, depending on how tonight goes, I think can the Magic make the Eastern Conference Finals? I think we need to start asking, because that's really shaping up. Because Cleveland looks vulnerable. If Toronto wins, I think the Magic should be favorited against them in the next round. So if they can fend off Detroit, close this thing out, I think the Magic can really have a run at the conference finals, honestly, against Boston or Philly or New York even. So just keep an eye on Orlando. It's a crazy turnaround. The last game 82 of the season, they got blown out by Boston's bench, by Boston's two-way players, and it was looking bad. They lost the play-in game, but then they stormed back, and it's just a complete 180 turnaround. And they're actually looking like the preseason expectations now. So, and Wagner's out, of course. He's always injured, but I'm impressed. They've got my attention. So I just want to put that out there. It's really looking like it could shape up to be Orlando in the conference finals, which is crazy. The year of the upset, man. I'm going to keep saying it. You heard it here first. And then my last one I've got here is, does the Celtics-Sixers series, does that hurt Boston's chances in the second round? Does that raise an eyebrow? Maybe before the playoffs, earlier in the series. I don't know about you, EJ, but I was thinking Boston finals trip, book it. But does a game 7, does that change things? Does that make Boston look vulnerable to you? Because I don't know. I think it needs to be asked. Probably not, because their losses, their 2 losses, and pretty much every loss the Celtics team has, they live and die by the 3-pointer. And of course you can go check the box scores. Both of those games were bad 3-point shooting nights. And so I don't think they'll do it again. They'll probably close out Game 7 and shoot well. But, one too many bad shooting nights can completely ruin you in a series. We'll see. Historically, the Celtics are able to get their stuff together and shoot the ball well. But it's the pros and cons of that kind of game plan and philosophy. But it is proven to win a championship, as we've seen. So yeah, I just want to just want to kind of float that around. What do you think of Sixers forcing Boston to Game 7? Does that lower expectations at all?
I mean, no. Boston is Boston. I mean, there have been great teams who have been taken to Game 7 and still won the finals. So, no, it doesn't hurt their chances. They're up against a good Philly team. Like, we've known Philly was good. They have three All-Stars and one rising star who's proved that he's a top 3 rookie in the league right now behind Khan and Cooper. So, no, it doesn't hurt Boston's chances. It really, if we're being honest, this has nothing to do with Boston, with all to do with Philly. Philly's a 7th seed. We didn't expect Philly to take Boston all the way to 6. Damn, 7. So at the same time, it's like this, like, not to say fuck Boston, but fuck Boston. It's really like this. It's Philly. Like, can they come back? Can they win Game 7? Because if then you really have to you really have to put Philly up there with Orlando and Cleveland and whatever this case may be, and in New York. So yeah.
Yeah, this Philly story is pretty interesting. It's crazy. But you've seen guys like Derek White underperform in the playoffs, not look like themselves. A little lack of confidence from not shooting the ball well. There's some little question marks. I think I still have confidence in Boston. It's not over till it's over, especially with them. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out there. Let's pivot a little to the Spurs. And just beat the Blazers in 5 when Wembanyama came back from concussion protocol after I think 2 games. Spurs are looking good, really advanced for a really young team like that. I mean, it's crazy. We've never seen anything like this. So, what is there to make of this Spurs playoff run and ceiling? What do you think?
I mean, I've said this all year. Experience matters. So if LeBron makes the finals, I don't care if against OKC or whoever, I'm putting my money on LeBron because LeBron has been to the finals 10 times, won 4 of them. Yes, he's lost more than he's won, but who can say they even been to one? Hell alone won. You know what I'm saying? So I think everything is about experience. You beat a Blazers team without that star. Denny, I don't consider Denny a superstar yet. I think he had one really good breakout season, but we have to really see a healthy Blazers team. But I'm still not. I'm not blaming San Antonio, saying that they beat a not good Blazers team. They beat a team that was as physical as them, but San Antonio just outplayed them. So their playoff run is going good so far. I really didn't. I expected the Blazers to take them 6 or 7, but it took them 5. Honestly, I kind of saw it coming Game 3, like I said before. But if we're talking about the playoff run, excuse me, I'm putting my money on conference finals. We see Spurs Thunder. I think their ceiling. I think they beat the Thunder in 7. And
could be less than
they
that.
face
They swept them in the season series when healthy.
And they face either Boston or New York.
Yeah, or Philly.
Right, Orlando, maybe. You never know.
You're the upset. So I think, I think that it's really shaping up. Honestly, I'm kind of favoring the Spurs over the Thunder in the conference finals because just what I've saw in the regular season, I can't unsee. It's like this team was clearly had their number, and it's crazy to me. I've never seen the Thunder look so uncomfortable against a team. And I had no idea it was going to be this team, this young Spurs team. Wembanyama really is a different animal, man. His presence at 22 years old is changing, like life-changing. And it'll be really interesting. But, also, luck is a factor, and they got to... the first round wasn't luck. They deserve a 5-4 game series, with winning that many games, getting the 2nd seed. But now they're looking at seemingly an easy injured Timberwolves team in the second round. So they got what's looking like a pretty easy path to the conference finals. And their main challenge is going to be OKC and whoever they play in the finals if they can make it. And San Antonio, I really like them against the Thunder, man. I'm really curious to see if the Thunder can shake that off, because this is one of the instances, the little instances, where the regular season might come into play here. It looks like they have their number. They're just so good. It's a matchup thing, you know. We'll see if the Thunder can rebound, can pull it out. You know, they have the playoff experience, and the playoffs is a different animal. The adjustment, 7-game series. It's not over till it's over. But the Spurs have a legitimate chance at the finals, and maybe even the championship, and that would be unbelievable for how young they are. I don't think any of us saw this coming. Right, like the beginning of the season, it's crazy. They could really pull it off. What do you think? How many teams right now do you think, if you had to count on your hand, have a legitimate chance at the championship? Like this moment in time.
Spurs.
How many can you name that you think have a legitimate chance? Not like a deep run, but like this team can win the chip, like right now.
Spurs. I would say OKC. I'm putting New York on there just because of how they blew out Atlanta like that so fast. Yeah, I think that's the three I'm only getting. I'm not saying Detroit. I lost all my faith in Detroit.
They didn't even beat Orlando yet.
I lost all my faith in Detroit when they went down 3-1.
And you were big on them a few weeks ago. All season long, you've been talking about the Pistons.
I was very big on them. I've been supporting Jalen Duren since their playoff run last year against New York. So, I mean, at the same time, like, those three are the only ones. They are a potential deep run playoff that can happen. Orlando is one of them with how they're playing. If they keep playing like this, they can get through the East easy, especially if Toronto can come back and force a Game 7 against Cleveland. New York's already moving on. So it's...
So you're counting 4?
Honestly, the East is really open. The West is open as well. With I don't think it's fully open. I think the door's open, but you have to get through OKC, and that's already tough enough. You've seen what they did to Phoenix. Mm-hmm. So,
I'm actually gonna go 3, and that's San Antonio, OKC, and Boston. I'm not jumping on New York yet. I'm not jumping on Philly yet. I'm not jumping on. Who else is in the West? Yeah, the Spurs and Thunder are the only people in the West that can win the championship. I'm not buying anybody else outside of those 3 right now, not yet. And the Knicks were my pick to come out the East at the beginning of the season, and so that's not looking bad right now, man. I got a lot of bad commentary on that from others, but I don't know why. I personally don't think it'll happen anymore, but I think the Knicks, don't rule them out yet, but I don't think a series win against Atlanta is something to celebrate yet. I don't think we should be celebrating a championship. So I just think those 3 are really the only one I would bet money on right now. The only ones I would bet money on right now. But yeah, I'm gonna keep saying you're the upset, man. Who knows? The playoffs, wild stuff happens all the time. You never know who's gonna lose any tournament. So, Lakers Rockets. The Game 6 is tonight, a couple hours from now. What the hell happened? What the hell is going on right now? such a weird series. It's just it's goofy. It's a clown show kind of. The Rockets were looking really shitty, and all of a sudden the Lakers just blew a 3-0 lead almost. What's happening, man?
I don't know. KD out. Van Vliet's been injured all year. Somebody had to step up. I've been saying this for the past 50 minutes, Sean. Teams need players to step the fuck up and play the role that Luka, Reeves, and DiVincenzo, Ayo plays. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta play like that. And that's what Jabari Smith Jr. has been doing. That's what Amin Thompson is, a great two-way player. Finished top, I think he was top 3 in most improved, or I think that was Asar who was top 3 in DPOY. I think that was Amin top 3 in most improved. But again, he stepped up and he defended his ass off. Had 14, 7, and 4 steals. I think 2 blocks, something like that. Like, we need to appreciate like two-way guys who can play both sides of the ball and can score while defend, can play 94 feet, can play like Patrick Beverly, and can, you know what I'm saying, and can give you the ball, can put the ball in the bucket. Feel me? Like, it's really just a game of who's ready to play or not. You know what I'm saying? And the Rockets have shown that. They won 2 straight. One in LA, one in LA and one back at home. So, Game 6, I believe they're back at home for Game 6. Mm-hmm. So
the Rockets are a good home team.
Yeah, we're just waiting for the game to start at this point, bro.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are just so depleted that it's hard to take seriously.
Yes.
Considering that they're playing who they're playing in the second round as well. But I don't know. This 3-0 lead stuff is still no joke, and I think this could be raising questions about JJ Redick. I'm seeing guys out of defensive rotation. I'm seeing an inability to score, which is more so a roster problem. Outside of LeBron, maybe Kennard if he's hot, and Austin Reeves just came back too. It's hard. I mean, it's hard without your best player, no matter what. But I don't think this roster is really ready, regardless. I mean, I thought they could at least not blow a 3-0 lead like this. I mean, I can't believe. First of all, I can't believe they were up 3-0 in the first place. This series is just so wild to me. But like, come on, we can't blow this, man. This is just bad. Like, what is this? What kind of organization? This is a clown show. Not happy at all with that. I think hopefully the Lakers can pull it out tonight and put an end to all this. But I don't know. It's the year of the upset, man. We might be. I mean, the Lakers would be the upset. But like a Lakers win would be an upset. But now the Lakers are probably favorited, considering the 3-0 lead. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, like you said, just gotta see. The Pistons aren't dead yet, man. There's hope alive for your Pistons pick, bro.
Yeah, they're down 17 right now, so I don't know.
Shit.
Yeah, they're down 17. I'm watching a game right now as we speak.
What is it? Is it halftime yet? Even?
It's about to be. There's a couple minutes left.
It's the NBA, man.
Yeah.
Plenty of time to turn it around. We'll see what happens with that. Maybe they can force a Game 7. I think Orlando's just been a really tough matchup for them, surprisingly. And I think it's really just exposed the Pistons for what they truly are, and that really is just too top-heavy. You're relying too much on Cade and Duren, and Duren has been mostly disappointing these playoffs.
Mostly? No, he has been disappointing. He has been disappointing. He averaged 19 and 11, was an all-star, potential, I would say maybe all-NBA second, third team, potential all-defensive. Right, a potential all-defensive player, second team, maybe first team. But again, you can show up for the regular season, but you also have, if you're this good that you say you are, and your stats have proved it, you need to do that in the playoffs as well. He's averaging 8 and 6, horrible field goal percentage, horrible free throw percentage, not playing as well. And we got Tobias Harris being that second option. You know what I'm saying? We got, you got Duncan Robinson being your second option. You got Asar Thompson, who is one of your defensive guys, being your second option. So exactly my point. You have guys whose intention is to not be the second option. It's becoming the second option, and it's just not working because Orlando, like Paolo is their number one, and their number two is hurt. So now it has to be Suggs, it has to be Carter, it has to be Kane, it has to be De La Cruz, it has to be Wagner, it has to be all these players. Desmond Bane, it has to be all these players that have to play against like the first seed of the Eastern Conference. You know what I'm saying, Sean? All season Detroit has been number one. Orlando has always been a play-in or a late playoff spot.
So the fact that you can't buy too much into these regular season records.
Exactly. So that's why I keep saying, Sean, experience matters, right? So that's my whole point. Pistons are, I think they're I think this is the worst one seed we've seen since the 2021 Jazz. When they lost, I believe in 7 to Denver first round, I believe.
2022 Suns.
Yeah, but okay, yeah, facts. So, you know what I'm saying? It's really leading like that, especially because you can't even push like the series to 7 right now. They're down by a lot. I'm not gonna lie right now. So hopefully something will change in the second half. But I just don't see. I see Orlando going far.
It's probably over. Yeah, we're probably looking at a Magic in 6. I think it just goes to show that they really need a real co-star with Cade. Like, Jalen Duren, as much as we want him to be, I don't think he's a second option. I think he's like a good third option. Offensively, he's mainly, he's the one option defensively. I just don't. They just don't have enough. They did not make enough of a move at the trade deadline, and I think it really is obvious right now. Kevin Huerter was all you had to show for the trade deadline, and getting rid of Jaden Ivey. Could they use Jaden Ivey right now? Maybe.
Honestly, probably, yeah.
Maybe if he was right mentally. Pre-injury Jaden Ivey. But yeah, the Magic are back from the dead, man. Welcome back. It's crazy. Welcome to the playoffs. Cavs playing the Raptors right now. I don't have the score pulled up. I don't know if you do.
It's a 3-point game in the first quarter. So
okay, yeah, it's
pretty
still
close.
pretty early. But that's a bigger of a fist fight than we thought it was going to be. It's really getting scrappy. The Cavs have really just, I thought they were looking vulnerable already. I thought they had something wrong with them. With the lack of production from Mobley and Allen, and kind of a weaker bench, but I thought they could at least finish up Toronto pretty quickly, but this might be a 7-game series at this point. This might be
yeah.
So the Cavs aren't looking great to me. I think they're probably a second round exit.
I agree.
Yeah,
I think Toronto, like Sean, I remember you saying this, like Toronto, is a playoff seed, but they're a fake playoff seed. Like, they only beat bad teams. They don't really win against good teams, but they've shown that they can make a series interesting, especially with, guys who aren't really superstars but can definitely give you 20 plus a game, you feel me? So it's good to see that teams like Toronto, low market teams that just recently had success, not even 10 years ago, you know what I'm saying, actually make a mark and beating, making the series 3-2 against a team with Cleveland, like Harden, Mobley, Allen, Mitchell, Merrill, Struess, Schroeder. You know what I'm saying? So, like, who do Toronto have? Bi Quick, Barrett, Pirtle is injured, so you really don't have a real big man.
No quickly for at least this round.
Exactly. So this really, you got to really ask: can Cleveland come out of the East? Do they have a chance?
No,
So,
I don't believe so.
Are the Cavs closing out Raptors tonight? I don't think so. I think we're gonna have a Game 7 on Sunday. So
Probably.
yeah,
What is this, Game 6? Yeah, it's Game 6.
yeah, Game 6. Yeah, Toronto's down 3-2.
We're probably looking at 7. I think Cavs will probably pull it out unless something unprecedented happens.
Yeah.
But Mobley, the lack of offensive development is concerning, and there's something about these Donovan Mitchell teams, dude. I don't know. At some point, you got to point the finger. Like, he doesn't seem to be able to get it done. He puts up good numbers, but can he get it done? Can he get him over the hump? Same thing with Harden. We've seen time and time again. I know he's playing through a broken finger right now, but he's averaging like at least 4 turnovers a game this postseason.
Right.
I think it might be 6 actually. And it's getting close. Game 7. Don't expect Harden to show up. I told it's always fun to see Harden in Game 7, or not see him, whatever. But yeah, I just think that once again a Donovan Mitchell team is looking too hard at Donovan Mitchell. He can't be your everything. It's a 5-on-5. And so I watched what was it? I think Game 3. It was last weekend. I was genuinely concerned at what I was watching. I don't have any stakes in either of these teams, but it upset me watching this. What Cleveland was doing. Something is very wrong. I can't really point at what it is. I think it's the lack of offense outside of Mitchell and Harden. And especially, Harden doesn't seem to really have it all right now. He looks very passive. He doesn't look like he wants to score. And I think you're almost half of your starting lineup not being able to contribute much offensively and create a shot for themselves is not good. Mobley shot well from 3 the last game, but we're really looking at him to put higher numbers up offensively and create a shot for himself, be a threat, attract defenses, and I don't like how close these are going because Toronto just isn't beating most other teams like this. So what are your thoughts on Cleveland?
Like I said, Cleveland is a team that you got to question if they can come out the East or not, if they can even come out the first round or not. This is the first year of Harden, so we're gonna have to see when there is a full season Harden with a full Cavs team. So that's it. But other than that, I trust Cleveland to at least make it out of the 7-game series with the series dub. This will be Toronto's first series win since 2020, I believe. So this would be crazy.
Yeah. We were saying a couple weeks ago when Luke was on, we were talking about how Cleveland gets a free pass if they lose in the playoffs. And just because Harden was acquired at the deadline, it's only half a season. Run it back for a full season with Mitchell and Harden. Give it one more chance before you blow it up. If they lose to the Raptors, I think we're looking at I think you can take that free pass away, and I think we're looking at all options. I think everything's off the table, honestly. I think or on the table. I think everyone is on the table in terms of tradable assets. If you blow it to Toronto, because that's unacceptable. I don't even know. I don't want to see any more of this. I don't want to run this back and waste another year, millions of dollars for this again. You got to at least beat Toronto to keep that free pass in my book. I don't know about you.
No, yeah, I agree. I think that when it comes to, like I said, with Cleveland, you have four stars, four all stars. You have a top five shooting guard in the league. You have one of the greatest ball handlers, former MVP in Harden, he's been to the finals with OKC in 2012. You have Allen, who arguably has been a top 10 to 12 center in the league, and Mobley, who won DPOY a couple years ago, All Star, All NBA, is a star in this league, but needs to prove why Cleveland can hand him the keys. Because at this point, it's Donovan Mitchell's team. He's a leading scorer. He's the one that's top five in scoring. He's the one that's making the All NBA teams year after year after year. He's the one that's leading Cleveland in scoring year and game after game after game. And this is the same thing we saw with Utah. He can't make it past the second round to save his life. So hopefully he can break that cycle, because at the end of the day, the Cavs want to win a championship. They haven't been close since 2018. So, yeah.
I'm curious what your thoughts on Mitchell are. Do you think it's safe to say there's some pressure on him at this point?
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
Do you think he just never had enough talent around him?
Okay, I mean, you can make the argument he's never had enough talent, but look at Utah. You had a defensive player of the year, you had an all-star, you had an all-NBA player, you had Mike Conley, who was a all-star reserve. You had other players who contributed to the game just as much as D Mitch. You know what I'm saying? So to say he hasn't had talent, I think that's crazy to say, because he's been a first seed. He's been on a team that has been a first seed before in 2021 with the Jazz. So I mean, if this was his second or third year, sure, but he's been in the league for almost 10 years. Like, he needs to make it to the conference finals or nothing. That's it.
Didn't they also blow a 3-1 lead to Denver in the bubble in 2020?
In 2020, yes. Yep.
Yeah, it's looking rough if they lose to Toronto. I think they'll pull through, but it's definitely got my attention. I know we already talked about the Celtics Sixers going 7 a little bit, but is there any other thoughts you have on that? Anything else you want to get off your chest before we get to the last discussion topic here?
No, I think it's Sixers in 7 all the way.
Any last minute Game 7 predictions you want to throw out there?
I'm gonna say Toronto in 7 as well.
Okay.
Wow, I think they're gonna beat. I think they're gonna beat Cleveland in Game 7. I think they're gonna face either Orlando or probably Orlando in the second round.
I'm rooting for Cleveland because I don't want to see a Magic Raptors in the next round.
Like I said, it's the year of the upset.
Yeah, like I said, yeah. Yeah, I think Boston will pull it. I'm going Boston and Cleveland pulling through. Cavs, Raptors probably 7 games. We'll see how tonight ends up. But yeah, I think the Celtics. One thing I will say about Boston, real quick, is I think they really have been not getting enough calls, honestly, outside of the 3-point. It really comes down to the 3-point shooting at the end of the day. They just need to shoot the ball well, and I think they'll win any game. But something to look at is they are not getting calls, like specifically against Philly. I don't know. I'm not sure what that's about, but it seems like they're getting physical and they're just not getting enough whistle. So it's something to keep in mind to consider. Before we go, no, we didn't forget about Nuggets Timberwolves. We're going to talk about the Denver Nuggets disaster that just unfolded. What happened and what's next, man?
What's next for Denver? You got to Aaron Gordon was out, so
That's not the end-all be-all, though.
Sure, but most Nuggets fans are gonna just say that. No, Gordon was out. But Timberwolves were undermanned. They had an 8-man squad. They had an 8-man squad the whole game. I don't want to hear no excuses from Nuggets fans. There is no excuse. There is no excuse. You had your two best players on the floor, and you couldn't even beat Jaden McDaniels.
Go Bears.
Not saying McDaniels is trash, but I think people are. I think Jaden McDaniels is one of the most underrated players in the league. He's a great defender, but nobody really knew his offensive game. You know what I'm saying? So to see his offensive game stand out, he really is going to be and is a good two-way player. And he proved that. And he's a good defender because he held Jamal Murray to 4 of 17 for the whole game. And both stars have to play well in order to win, and only Jokic, who again I think could have played better than he did. Jamal Murray didn't show shit. It was a shit show from the beginning. So
every other game. Yeah, he didn't really shoot the ball that well towards the end. Yeah, and like I said, it's too much reliance on Jokic, Murray, not enough scores outside of them offensively, really. And when you're giving up more or as much points as you're putting up, it's just you can't win, and it's just really disappointing to see. I know Gordon was injured, but that's not the end all be all. That's one guy. He was there most of the series before the last two games. It's just the defense was just what really stood out to me. It's just so bad. McDaniels was right about those bad defenders, man. I think Cam Johnson, that trade didn't really age well. The MPJ for Cam Johnson trade. Cam Johnson was a downgrade offensively.
But Cam Johnson balled out, though. I don't care what nobody got to say. Yeah, he's a downgrade. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, this and the third.
And his
but
shooting ability.
Cam Johnson became the second option, and it just wasn't enough. But I'm not saying as much as it is a downgrade from MPJ, because MPJ is just he's a catch and shoot. Like he
26 points per game in Brooklyn.
Right. So it's like now you have you downgraded, but. He played his ass off. He played way better than Jamal. So at the end of the day,
I don't know. You know about better.
What do you mean, bro? Sean, he went 4 for 17. What are you talking about? Did you watch the game?
Cam Johnson.
Did you watch the game? No, stop. Did you watch the game? Okay, so you saw Cam Johnson get the ball time after time again, and he tried to get a comeback. What are you talking about? He didn't play better. What are you talking about? Jamal Murray 4 for 17. He's an all-star. What are you going 4 for 17 for? You talking about it's a downgrade? Sure, it is.
Yeah.
He played better. You didn't watch the game because you didn't watch.
It was just one game. The series ultimately is what they.
Sean, that game they needed. You talking about it's just one game. This was win or go home. It's not just one game. What are you talking about?
I hear you. It was disappointing.
But okay, thank you.
Better than him.
I know. I never said he was better than him. I said he played better than him.
I guess so,
he played better. What do you mean? No. This is not even a guess. So this is a yes. Like what is confusing, Sean? 4 for 17.
Way less shots than him.
Who? Murray?
No, Cam Johnson took way less shots than Murray did. So you can't really compare.
Murray is a shot creator and he uses his speed and he uses his agility against his opponents because he's fast, he's mobile, and he knows how to dribble the ball, and he knows how to create his space. Cam Johnson is a catch and shoot guy. He really is a corner guy if you want to think about it, and he played better than him. Jamal Murray was supposed to do what Cam Johnson did, but Cam Johnson did what Jamal Murray was supposed to be doing. So you keep saying it's one game. That one game told me everything I need to know about the Denver Nuggets.
It's really just the defense that was just so bad. They didn't know
I
where
agree.
to be. They didn't know where to be. Your two best defenders are out. Watson and Gordon. So that's already a hit. And I don't know. I think it's a mixture of bad defensive coaching and just bad defensive personnel.
Yeah.
Missing your two best defenders. Are we looking at Adelman getting fired and getting a new coach there? Off-season moves maybe. Murray and Gordon might be floated around in trade talks. I think we're probably looking at a new coach. That's just how the league goes this day and age.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
You're right. I think that might happen.
And they really have to decide between they have to decide about Watson. They're not going to be able to afford him if they keep everybody, so they're going to have to get rid of probably either Cam Johnson or him, which would be a tough blow. They really got to refill that MPJ spot, and Valanciunas also just fell completely out of the rotation this series. So that was just a very disappointing way to end the season by the Nuggets. Very disappointing, considering they were my title favorites. So my bracket's in shambles. It's just how the playoffs goes, man. Forever unpredictable. Yeah, so hope everybody enjoys Game 7 tomorrow, and potentially more Game 7s. Hope my Lakers can pull it out tonight and we don't have to go there. And these games tonight are good. Gonna get to watching those right after this. That's it for the pod, everybody. Been a great playoff so far. We'll see you guys next week. Yeah. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.
Have a good weekend.